Good morning, everyone. All right. Well, welcome to Success Mentorship Class number 420. This is Dr. Herbert Harris, and this is the Success Mentorship Class today, our transformational experience that we do every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. And we're on number 420, and this message is for you. Our topic for today is say yes to your new life. Say yes to your new life. Before we get into our topic, we have some housekeeping to do. Number one, thank you, all of you who've been supporting our 82nd birthday legacy fundraiser. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's growing and going. Invite you to our website, www.herbertharris.com, and invite you to book a call. We call it a life consultation. It's not about success. What do you need to have a successful life, a happy life, a prosperous life? So a life consultation, and everybody who books a call gets a free audio book, over 6 hours of recorded information of the 12 universal laws of success. So now that we have all the housekeeping out of the way, let us prepare for the message. Let us go into our meditation to clear our minds, to separate away all of the things that are not congruent with where we are right now and what we intend to do with our lives. So let us sit straight up in our seats. Put your feet flat upon the floor for balance. Put your hands palm down on your knees. Closing your outer eyes, open your inner eyes. Take a deep breath and hold it. Let it out slowly. Take a deep breath and hold it. Let it out slowly. And in this space of peace and relaxation, I am at peace with myself. Let us affirm that together. I am at peace with myself. Once more. I am at peace with myself. And in this state of peace and relaxation, as we prepare for the message today, we affirm my mind is open, receptive, and ready to learn. Let us affirm that together. My mind is open, receptive, and ready to learn. Just let that sink in. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. All right. This topic, say yes to your new life, is one that has been bubbling up inside of me. And as we begin to head into the Easter season, even the idea of resurrection, the ending the old life of Jesus the Christ to enter the new resurrected life, And there's so much symbolism there that when we say yes to your new life, we're saying no to the old life. We're closing the door on things that have not been working for us. And so there are moments inside of all of us where you hear this voice saying, there's more for you. There's better for you. There's greatness for you. There's more life. There's more purpose. There's more joy. There's more impact. There's more abundance. There are more good relationships. In other words, there's something that keeps saying there's more good waiting for you. But the difference between the people who experience that more and those who do not has nothing really to do with talent, has nothing to do with experience, education, opportunity. But the one common element between saying yes and saying no to your new life is a decision. A decision to say yes to growth. It may be uncomfortable. It may be painful. Sometimes you bump your head so many times you say, let me just stop. This cannot be the way. Okay, I am not going to bump my head again. I'm going in another direction. I don't know it. I've never been there before. I'm uncomfortable. It's tough, but that's how you say yes. A decision to say yes to change. You say, whatever I know, whatever I'm doing is not working. So I have to do something differently. And to say yes to it. Going into new territory, a place you've never been. Going into new environments, a place you've never experienced, meeting new people. Say yes to possibility. You know, we can be so stuck in our current situation. You know, I always had this concept of the prodigal son, because every one of us is the prodigal son at some point in our lives. And I get that sense of being stuck in a pig pen of life. And so stuck in the pig pen that we can't see out of it. We can't see what's beyond the pig pen, and we end up normalizing the pig pen. So it's to say yes to possibilities, that whatever's going on in your life, you deserve better. And to say yes to a life that's really been emerging through you. You know, as we go through the experiences of life, there's always something inside that tells you, do this, do that. And many times we ignore it because we get weighed down the responsibilities of living, of earning a job and whatnot. And there's always something that says, boy, you know, you really enjoy painting. You really enjoy writing. Many of us write poetry. And we never really market that poetry. We just write it. But the joy that brings us. So there are these little moments that keep peeping through. Well, those are the moments you want to say yes to. Many people spend their entire lives standing at the door to the great life, the good things that they've desired, and they just won't say yes. Because saying yes takes courage. You know, the comfort zone is a great place, but nothing grows there. Saying yes requires faith. To acknowledge to yourself that whatever you're doing isn't working and you got to do something new. Saying yes requires movement. When you say yes to your new life, something extraordinary happens. Something fantastic happens. Because the moment you make a new decision, you create a new vibration. And this new vibration now will open doors that were closed before. Many times in our lives, we'll make an initiative and we'll ask a question and we'll get a result and we're like, wow, I didn't think they were going to go along with that. I didn't think I would get that. When you say yes, your energy level changes. All of a sudden, You know, one of the keys that you're on the wrong path is that you're tired all the time. You're always worn out. Like, man, I'm just tired. Don't have any energy. That's because you're going in the wrong direction. That when you say yes to your new life, all of a sudden you feel energized. You feel motivated. When you say yes, your purpose becomes clearer. Because the moment you say yes, now you're focusing on potential and possibilities rather than circumstances and situations. So your new life is not something that happens to you. Your new life is really something that you agreed to by decision to be more, to do more, to have more. So why do people say no? You know, that sounds really simple, doesn't it? Sounds like, man, all I got to do to change my condition to get out of the pig pen of life is just say yes to great possibilities. Yes to the fact that my father has many mansions. Yes, that I can get all the things that I desire. But so many people say no. Say no because they fear failure. They're so stuck in the past and all the things that did not work that they think that that's all there is. They say no because of criticism. The moment you decide to go for it and do big things, there's a whole chorus of people, and it's generally your friends and family, who want to tell you can't do it. They just push you down. They just discourage you. Man, I'm telling you because I love you. Don't go after that big gold ring. Stay here in the bushes with us. It's comfortable. It's warm. People say no because they don't want to disappoint other people. You may have a great idea, but the people around you are so accustomed to seeing you in a certain way that you don't want to disappoint them. One of my young friends was saying that the challenge of him writing his book was he had to get up earlier, and his spouse didn't like it, waking her up. But when that book started bringing in the money, it's like, woo, I love it. I'm glad you got up. So many times we say no just because we don't want to disappoint other people. Everybody wants to live in harmony with your surroundings. We say no because we don't want to make a wrong decision. We forget that wrong decisions are what give you the experience to make right decisions. So we understand why people say no. But the new life that you have is coming because you say yes. So there are 4 key points that I want to help you say yes. That will help each and every one of you who are listening today on Instagram, on YouTube, and our mastermind session. Each and every one of you today, there are 4 keys that can help you say yes to all the greatness, to all the goodness, to all the good stuff that's waiting for you. It's already there. You just have to say yes. So number 1, the 4 keys. Number 1 is clarity. You have to see the life you want. You know the affirmation, if you can see it, you can be it. But if you don't see it, you won't be it. The future says yes to the life you see for yourself. People often default on that. In other words, if I don't have a vision for myself, then what do I get? The scripture is real clear. It says, where there is vision, the people perish. But where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that hath a vision, happy is he. So when you have no vision, you will not manifest the purpose for which you were created. And where does your vision begin? It does not begin by focusing on your circumstances and your situation. Your vision begins in your imagination, because nothing can take that away from you. Circumstances have nothing to do with your imagination. You can be in the pig pen of life, but imagining yourself in the victory circle. And so the future begins with your imagination. Every building has a blueprint. You never see a skyscraper built without a blueprint. Even a small house, we have a lot of development here in Wilmington, and we say everyone cookie cutters, all the houses are the same. But guess what? At the very beginning, there was a blueprint. Once they got the blueprint, they just duplicated it, but they had a blueprint. That's how all the houses could be the same. So every building has a blueprint. Your vision is the blueprint for your life. Your imagination is the blueprint for your life. Every invention begins with an idea. And so when you have that idea of something you want to be, do, and have, don't bury it. See it more clearly. See it in every respect. Every transformation begins with a vision. The GPS of life requires two things. It requires a destination and it requires a location. So when you have no vision, you're like a GPS, a magnificent GPS with a location turned on, but with no direction, no destination. So your new life must be created in your mind first. If you can see it, you can be it. Many people get stuck because their thinking won't permit them to imagine. They can get stuck being so focused on their circumstances that they can't focus on their potential. I always remember the prodigal son. That I was teaching from that in the metaphysical Bible class I just completed. And that idea of whatever your situation, don't look at the situation, look beyond the situation. As the prodigal son said, in my father's house, even the servants have food enough and more. In other words, if you have a vision, no matter how far and distant that vision may be, and if you act on that vision, things change. So don't focus on anything you don't want. Focus only on the stuff you want. Don't focus on the problems you're experiencing. Don't focus on the disappointments. Don't focus on the limitations. That thing, the last time I tried to do this, I remember what happened. The last time I started a business, I remember what happened. It went south. The last time I got into a relationship, they cheated and lied. Anything you begin with the last time, stop it. Your mind moves toward the picture it holds. So put something there. The default of the vision of your life is the vision that the world has for you. So if you don't feel that vision, there won't be a vision. So if you want a new life, develop a new picture of yourself. Ask questions like this: what kind of person do I want to become? And get a vision of the person you want to become. What experiences do I want to have? I love traveling. And so any vision that I have is going to involve going to those places. Angkor Wat, I want to go and see that. The Taj Mahal. So what experiences do you want to have? Begin to see them in your imagination. What contribution do you want to make? Maybe you want to see your name up on the wall of some college saying, man, you gave a lot of money to build an athletic place, to expand the dormitories, or to give scholarships to other kids. I'm so impressed with LeBron James and that he set up a school. He's made a lot of money where they've had over 1,000 graduates and thousands of kids he's paid to send them to college. So what contribution do you want to make? When you see the bigness in you, nothing is impossible. So what would your life look like? And ask yourself, what would my life look like if I lived it at the highest level of my imagination? See, clarity is key. I'm dwelling a lot on this because clarity is the power. When the vision is clear, the path appears. I'm going to say that again. When the vision is clear, the path appears. Most people can't find their way because they have no vision of where they want to go. The clearer the vision, the stronger the direction. So the moment you can put into your life GPS, this is what I want to be, do, and have. This is the person I want to become. The way is clear. So your new life begins when you say, this is the direction my life is going. So those who are listening and watching today, write that down. This is the direction that my life is going, and write your vision. The second key, that once you have a vision now, commit to the change. In other words, make a decision to manifest that vision. I want to live a life of abundance. I want to live a life of impact. I want to live a life of action, of travel, of sharing my knowledge, my wisdom with other people. Well, now make a decision that this is what I'm going to do. Many people want to make a change, but they don't want to decide to do it. They want to just wish it. They want to just talk about it. They want to just write all of these affirmations about it, but they do not decide. You see, when you decide, the word decide means to cut away the alternatives. When you make a decision now to go with one thing, to go with that vision that you want to have, everything changes. You can't win the Kentucky Derby on 2 horses. So when you truly decide, something inside you shifts. The moment you said, this is what I'm going to do, your energy becomes more focused now. I can focus on the finish line. Your thinking becomes more strategic. Now that you can see the finish line, you can see what you have to do each and every step of the way. You got to make this turn. You got to make that connection. You got to learn this particular skill. Your actions now become intentional because you can see the finish line. In the Kentucky Derby, when those horses come around that far turn and come into the stretch, oh, that's why the blinders are so important. All they see is the finish line. So then your actions become intentional. Now, every action is calculated as to how to have impact and manifest your goal, your vision. You know, we look around, history is filled with people who've made a single decision and it changed everything. You look at a decision to start a business. You think about somebody like Ray Kroc, the McDonald's brothers. They had a couple of hamburger stands. Ray Kroc was he sold what do you call them, milkshake blenders. I know you young folks don't know what that is, but there was a thing you put the cup on it and it blended up the ice cream and the ice to make milkshakes. And these McDonald's people were buying so many blenders, he goes like, wow, what are y'all doing? Well, say people love our hamburgers. Well, he worked out a deal with them and the rest is history. As a matter of fact, McDonald's is one of the biggest franchises in the world, but it came from a decision of a man named Ray Kroc that says, these hamburgers are really good. I'm going to take them to the world. I'm going to get rich. A decision to write a book. Mark Victor Hansen, the chicken soup guys were turned down over 100 times. Can you imagine thinking chicken soup for the soul, chicken soup for success? You know, I can see the highbrow publishers going, nah. But they made a decision. A decision to change your habits. You know, anyone who's ever been addicted to anything knows that the decision to go from being an addict to being a free person is a decision, is one thought away, one step away. So when you decide, you cut off all the other possibilities. Think about Cortez. When Cortez was the Spanish explorer, when he was in Mexico, he made a big decision. He wanted to take the gold. He had a ship and a crew of about 600 people. There were about 10,000 Indians who did not want him to take their gold. And he was so committed that he burned the ships. In other words, the ships that had brought them from Spain to Mexico, he burned them so that the men had no alternative but to win. It was win or die. And so this idea of making that decision is everything, because you stop negotiating with doubt. You stop wondering if you have what it takes. You stop making excuses, and you make one commitment to move forward. Your new life begins the moment you say, I am creating the future. I'm no longer negotiating the past, but let's focus on the positive. I am creating my future. Step key 3. Move before you're ready. This is the one that we get stuck in, because we will have made the vision and we will have made the decision, but then we don't take any action. Clarity without action is just a dream. A decision without action is just a wish. Action is the bridge between possibility and reality. I'm going to say that again. Action is the bridge between possibility and reality. You rarely feel that you're ready. You know, the moment you make that decision for change, there's a part of you that keeps saying, well, now you need to get your ducks in a row. Now you need to get more education. Now you need to build some stronger relationships, and all these things that you need to do. But the key is to do something. Be able to move before you're ready. That's why the power of faith is so often. We often say it, you know, like you got to step off in faith. But that's what it means. When you're not sure of the direction, you're not sure. You're sure of the direction, you're just not sure what the next step is. Well, take it. Take it even though you may not be ready. Because confidence does not come before action. Action comes confidence comes as a result of action. So you may be scared on that first step, but once it's done, you now have confidence you survived. You make another one. You complete that one. Build your confidence. You survive. You keep. So literally, the idea of action is to create a series of activities that put you into a harmonic relationship. The more you act, the more you do, the greater your energy, the greater your level of commitment, which means you have a greater power to attract into your space the results that you're seeking. See, as soon as your momentum begins to build because you put one foot in front of the other, life loves movements. Success loves movement. Ideas appear when we move. Resources appear when we move. There's a statement, the world makes way for the person who knows where they're going. So when you move, you create a ripple effect in the lake of life, the river of life. And one of the keys is the more you move, the more your confidence builds, the more your energy level rises. So your new life is not waiting for perfection. It's waiting for participation. Think about this. The fact that you have a vision of the life you want to live means that there's no vision without a provision. So the moment you have that vision, everything you need is already there. You just have to keep rolling. You just have to keep moving. So it's not about perfection, it's about participation. One foot in front of the other, build that momentum. The fourth key is alignment. Become the person who lives the life you desire to live. In street terms, it's called fake it till you make it. Okay. You cannot live a new life with an old mindset. So you got to start thinking like that new person you want to become. Your outer life always reflects your inner vibration, your inner life. Your actions are based on your beliefs. And when you have total faith, then your beliefs now determine your actions. So you say, I want to become this. This is the person I want. I want to walk through the world like a champion. So you start doing it. It dictates your actions. Now your actions determine your results. So when they say fake it till you make it, when you act like you're the boss, people begin to feel you're the boss. You get boss type results. If you want a different life, you must become a different version of yourself. Uh-oh. It's a biggie, folks. If you want a different life, you must become a different version of yourself. This means that you have to now align with new beliefs. I'm a winner. I'm healthy. All the things you put after I am should be things that empower you. You have to align yourself with new habits. You know, I talk about the power of laying out your day the night before and writing it down. But once you see what it really does for you, you'll be addicted to it. It'll be your new habit. It'll change your life. You have to align yourself with some new disciplines. Health disciplines, strength disciplines, energy disciplines, things that keep you in a harmonic relationship with top performance. You have to align yourself with new relationships. You can't run around with the same people. Believe me, there are people who just, if you stay around them, you will act like them and you will not become the person you're destined to be. The great thing is, if you go on and do your thing, believe me, they'll own up to you. They'll say, yeah, I knew him when. I knew her when. I used to see her in the gym. Yeah, we talked and laughed. She's my friend. The new alignment is to align yourself now with new expectations. They say expect a miracle, expect the results, expect to win. Stop seeing yourself as a person who's struggling and see yourself as a person who's thriving. See yourself as a person who's learning and growing. Alignment means that you're getting in harmony with your vision. And the tighter that harmonic relationship, the more energy that's generated, which means you attract the results into your life quicker. Your daily habits support your goals. Your thinking supports your future. When alignment happens, your life becomes a flow. You'll find that obstacles dissolve before you get there. Bumps in the road disappear. Your way becomes smooth, beautiful, and perfect. What you felt was impossible now becomes the achievable. So these 4 keys will help you say yes to the new life that's waiting for you. Clarity. See the life you want. If you can see it, you can be it. Decision. Make a decision for change. Commit to fully change your life. Action. Move forward before you feel ready. We call it the push effect. You just keep pushing, baby. Keep pushing, baby. And then 4th, alignment. Become the person who lives the life you desire to experience. I call that the pull effect. So the vision is pulling you and the action is pushing you. And in this vibration, you cannot fail. Your new life is not somewhere in the distant future. Your new life is right there the moment you say yes. Yes to growth. Yes to possibility. Yes to courage. Yes, I can do it. Yes to becoming the person you really, really want to be. You don't have to wait for permission. You give yourself permission. The fact that you're alive gives you permission. Life has already given you permission just by being alive. That's why it's called the present. God gives you the time, the presence. What you do with that time is how you honor God. The opportunity is already here. The potential is already inside you. The future's calling you, calling you. You know there's something better for you. You know there's another place you want to be, another thing you want to enjoy, a life you want to experience. And all that remains is your answer. Will you say yes? The moment you say yes to your new life, your new life begins. The moment you say yes, you're confirming the absolute truth that you can be what you want to be, do what you want to do, and have anything you desire, always knowing that the best is yet to come. And so it is. Just take a deep breath for a moment. Let it out slowly. Thank you so much for being with us today. Those on Instagram, those on YouTube, and of course our mastermind group. Whew, I have enjoyed your presence, all that you've shared today, your energy, the vibrations that I feel coming through this computer, just seeing each and every one of you. I know that you have the power now to create the life you desire, so let's go get it done. Be sure to visit my website, herbertharris.com, and click on the book a call, because if you are ready to say yes, then if you need clarification, if you need assistance, if you need coaching, book a call and let's talk about it. Because maybe all you need is just that one little push, like the eagle off the cliff. The eagle was hanging out with turkeys, was raised by turkeys, thought he was a turkey, scratched in the ground like the turkeys. But every time he saw the cliff over there and he could see the horizon, that eagle wanted to fly. But the turkeys told him, no, 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 don't go. Everybody who goes over there dies. Because turkeys can't fly. But then that eagle, that new life was calling him with such intensity that the eagle kept getting closer and closer, and he kept looking over and seeing that new vision, seeing the beautiful panoramic view. And then all of a sudden a wind pushed him. And when he pushed him off that cliff, the eagle was afraid. But something natural in the eagle said, start flapping your wings, baby. Keep on flapping. And before that eagle hit the ground, he flew. So maybe that coaching can be that push to help you get off the cliff and fly to your destiny and to your purpose. Thank you so much, Dr. Herbert Harris. Have a great, magnificent day. Be sure to share this broadcast with at least 3 other people and write some comments about how you've been able to use these principles to change your life. So let me complete our live broadcast, thanking all those who were there. And now we will have our